Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sport. And the Sharks have just beaten the Griquas 28 points to 24 to book their place in the 2021 Currie Cup final. A repeat of the 2020-2021 final that was played in January this year, as the Sharks will travel to Loftus to take on the Bulls after managing to sort of see out the Griquas today. It wasn't the best of games, wasn't the most sort of spectacular running rugby, very exciting sort of match to watch, but it was a game that was very tight. And that's pretty much, I suppose, what you want when it comes to play of rugby. You want the game to be tight. You want it to be able to go either way. And the Griquas scored a try with 1.5 minutes to go to bring them within 4 points, so that if they did manage to go end to end and score another try, they would have gotten themselves into a final. Unfortunately, knocking it on towards the end, and I finally convinced of finishing with that 4-point deficit. So a frustrating effort as the Griquas, who I thought were fantastic all season. I think probably could have won today, and I think decision making will be something that they'll probably kick themselves a little bit in terms of turning a 3-point opportunity down 8 minutes before they scored the try, which if they had taken, which would have been actually a match-winning try potentially, up against a 14-man Shark side towards the end. Before we go any further, please do smash a like, please do subscribe to the channel as well. As always, a big shout out to Manscaped, who are currently supporting the show. You can get yourself 20% off as well as free shipping using the code FOREVER on manscaped.com. They are the #1 brand for men's below-the-waist grooming needs. They are trusted by over 2 million men worldwide, and you can get yourself 20% off as well as free shipping using the code FOREVER on manscaped.com. So in terms of the story of the match, the first points of the game came through the boot of Currien Bosch in the 3rd minute before George Whitehead missed a penalty but made it up for it by slotting the next 3, as the Griquas established a 9-3 lead in the 25th minute. However, the Sharks hit back and got the first try of the match through Kieran van Vuuren, and a rolling maul there in the 30th minute. Currien Bosch adding the extras before some really poor defending right before half time allowed the Sharks to establish a little bit of a lead. Maurice Lowe bursting in between George Whitehead and Jonathan Frankie off the back of a Sharks attacking scrum in the 22 to go over just before half time, with Currien Bosch adding the extras in the 37th minute. But the Griquas started the second half really well. They won an early penalty off the kickoff, and they managed to add an extra 3 before Currien Bosch then cancelled that out 2 minutes later. Being able to take the kickoff is such a rudimentary part of the game. It's something that just enough people aren't doing it well enough. You know, they're conceding the kickoff. They're making errors there, and it's just pretty poor, really, to score some points and then make a bit of a hash of the kickoff, and you know, and then sort of allow them back into the game. But RJ Smith then went over in the 48th minute with and then Kieran van Vuuren hitting back with his second 4 minutes later. So it was definitely a case of every single time the Griquas scored points, the Sharks would hit back. So the Sharks Griquas never really managed to establish any sort of lead, but were sort of always in and around them. The Sharks managed to sort of just keep them further behind throughout the rest of the game. Maurice Lowe then received a yellow card in the 69th minute. And it was then when the Griquas had a penalty right in front of the poles. They could have got themselves within 5 points. They would have then had 11 minutes, or 10 minutes of which would have been with 14 men to try and score a try. They did not take the points. They went for the tap and go. It turned out to be a really poor decision, as they then conceded possession. The Sharks got themselves to the Griquas territory and got themselves a penalty, which Currien Bosch then slotted. The last bit of hope came from a try through Johan Momsen after a couple of rolling mauls, with George Whitehead nailing the conversion, but it was too little, too late, unfortunately. If we look at some of the stats of the game, it tells a story of a very even game. If we're looking at the possession, we're looking at sort of 51-49% possession between the two sides, and it shows you how sort of how close it was. If you have to look at some of the stats and stuff like that, which is not really loading properly, but I mean, it was a game where the Griquas, I think, with the right decision making, with the right opportunities being taken, a couple of sort of game of margins. You think of the Ashlyn Davis try, which was ruled out, and the Sharks then scoring a little bit later in that Maurice Lowe moment. They definitely could have won the Griquas, but they'll take heart in the fact that they pushed the Sharks, and that throughout the entire season, they've really been close. So according to the Ultimate Rugby, 52%, 48% possession. Overall territory was 54-46. Meters run were pretty even. Defenders beaten. The Griquas beating 3 more defenders. Tackling wasn't phenomenal today, but probably a little better than what we have seen. 3 clean breaks apiece. 70 gain line carries from the Griquas to 61. 5 turnovers apiece as well. Kicks from hand 25 to 24, so pretty even. Tackle success rate, well, the Griquas defense was much better, especially in the second half, where they made 90 of 111 tackles at 81%. The Sharks making 85 of 109 at 78%. Missing 3 more tackles than the Griquas. Goal kick percentage, 83% for the Sharks, 71% for the Griquas. Curran Bosch did, however, have a penalty ruled out because he took too long. Ruck success, 96% to 97%. Line success, the Griquas lost 2 lineouts. It wasn't an area which they were particularly messy at. Scrums-wise, the Sharks made a replacements earliest in the second half, which really allowed them to sort of dominate scrum time. And then towards the end of the second half, when the Griquas then switched the script and put on their own new front row, managed to start winning scrum penalties as well. At the end of the day, it's a very impressive performance from the Griquas throughout the entire Currie Cup. And whilst they might have come a little bit short, they've definitely sort of put themselves on the map. I think that it'll be interesting to sort of see what happens when the coaching staff move on. Rumours that Scott Matty will be going to the USA. We know that the assistant coach is on his way to the Lions. For the Sharks, the question is, can they stop the rampaging team that is the Bulls? They will be going to Pretoria next week to try and do that. We will be live for it. Keep a lookout on the channel. We will announce the time and all the details for the Currie Cup final. Can the Bulls go back-to-back Currie Cups? Can the Sharks win their first Currie Cup since 2018? They could go 2018, final 2020-21, and they could win it in 2021 and really move into the URC with some big momentum. But either way, one URC side will win the Currie Cup, which is probably a really good thing for SA Rugby in terms of justifying who they back. Western Province Lions definitely need to have a look at themselves and start relooking at their structures. But Bulls and the Sharks have been the best side in South Africa for the past sort of 18 months. And the fact that they are in the final next weekend is very, very good reflection of this. Smash like on the video. Do subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Go and check out manscaped.com. 20% off as well as free shipping using the code FOREVER. You support them, they'll support us. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven, and I'll chat to you soon.